I know, it's another one. Well, you've seen the topic. Come back after the titles and let's take a look. Hey everybody, Anthony Dodge, Mile Train Outsider, the Märklin Outsider, a Knight of the Rhomboid Table here with a new First Impressions video and a special one. And I say special because this is a company that I have never bought from before. But I've seen videos on these models and I've liked them for a while. And it just arrived about 3 hours ago. It is this. It is from Modellbahn Union, and it is a train Joyce and I rode a few times this past summer. It is a Desiro in the RRX Express livery. Now, Modellbahn Union is actually a model shop that have branched into licensing their own models now. They started a few years ago, and the last couple of years have seen some pretty good reviews, a lot of raves about their latest group. I have seen at least 5 or 6 German channels on this particular model, and they've all been very highly positive. I like them. The thing is, I had a Desiro already ordered through Modellbahnshop-Lippe from Märklin. And it was in the Baden-Württemberg livery, which Joyce and I rode once. But Joyce really liked these when we rode them. And so, long story short, I canceled my reservation at Lippe for the Märklin one and spent about €100 less and got this one. So let's get it out on the table and see what it looks like and see what my first impressions are going to be. All right, so here it is up on my layout, and the detailing is just out of this world. Let's try to get in close and really let you see this. The windshield wiper looks to be attached. It's very thin, but the detailing up above, let's get a look at this. Coming down, the print, and this is actually a model, well, the actual one Joyce and I rode. The running numbers are the same as one Joyce and I rode, so that makes 3 or 4 where we have the exact train we've seen in person or ridden in person. So just very cool. But what a beauty. 4-car set. This is the Desiro, which it features double-decker main cars, and then the egg cabs are single deck. Just excellent detailing. There's no way this camera is going to get it all in view. I did not weigh it. I suppose I could have put all 4 cars one at a time on the scale, but with these multi-unit sets, there's no point in weighing it. And it is dual motored. It has a motor in both cabs, so that is, I don't know about my Brava. It's either a first or a second for me, because I've got the Brava Volaro, which is 2 double-deckers, and then the Steuerwagens are double-deckers. This is the Desiro. It has 29 sound and light functions. I apologize for my finger getting in here. Those lights are very faint, but you can see they're on, I think, in reverse. You can have cab lighting. Let's it's very subtle, but that's what I like about it. It is in light, you don't see it as much. The detailing inside is really 2 or 3 colors, but is excellently done. The seats are really nice, tables and benches and so forth. It is really just well done all the way through. The company sells additional replacement destination signs so that you can customize this. Is it running to Koblenz? Is it running to Aachen? Is it running to Köln? They sell all additionals, and they're like $30 kits to do the whole train. So that's not bad, and I like the idea of having that option. It just really, really is an eye catcher. I saw these in videos and I really just thought they were beautiful. I read a lot of good reviews about them. So I'm very, very excited to have this. I have not run this in yet. We'll have to run it in. Put on one of the sound functions. I don't go through all the functions. There, the destination boards light up. But just an absolutely stunning livery. When I have seen models of these. I want to say Dirk from Chesty Trains highlighted these in one of his videos as well a while ago. Bodenbahnig, floor layout channel is a German channel. Got one of these a few months ago and was very impressed with them. So just an amazing, amazing looking model. So now we're going to run it in and see if it runs as sharp as it looks. But once I saw the livery, and then I toyed with getting one of these, but I had already pre-ordered the Märklin in the Baden-Württemberg state. But then we rode these 3 or 4 times while we were in Koblenz. So really liked them up close. Joyce liked them and thought they were cool looking. And I told her I could get the model, but I had already ordered another one. But when I mentioned getting this one and canceling the other one, she was like, yeah, go for it. So, all right, let's run it in. All right, so catching this running in, you'll see it coming around. I've already run it in the one direction with no problems, but we will catch a problem coming up here, I assume. There it is. For some reason, this car keeps getting derailed, and I think the problem's actually on the coupler here, but it keeps derailing on the straight here. So I've taken it apart, checked it. The coupler here feels a little stiff. I've tried a little plastic lube in there, seeing if that would help, but right now it's not. So running it the one direction, it is not. It made the first 2 loops fine, and then all of a sudden it is just derailing nonstop here. And I even changed the order of the cars, and it's still this bogie, although it was this car, but it was this back bogie right in front of here. So obviously I think the problem is in the coupler here. So we'll see if I can sort it out. Okay, I have sourced the problem, and it might be partly this bogie being a little stiff, but there is a dip in my track right here, and this bogie dragging this one is actually getting lifted up a bit just as it straightens up here. I'll get out of the way. I don't know if on that level you can see there is a little dip in the track. It might even be that the track itself, it is a short track. Right here, it's a little track. It goes from here to here. I can't tell. I think that's a 71 I put there. It might be a 64. And so I may have to look into replacing that, but this is the first time I've had anybody having problems with it. I will say these cars are lightweight. So I assume if I run this on any other track, it will be fine. All right. This has been run in, and I did document the one issue, and it's just that one track. It's weird. No other train or car has had a problem there, but there clearly is a little bit of a dip. And unfortunately, these axles are very soft, and I think it affected it. So last thing to do is see if it handles the incline. All right, around the copse of the tree is where the incline starts. And you'll see a bit of a hole here. Been doing some work. Well, that looks smooth. That looks smooth. So we're going to speed it up a little. Getting no slowdown. I had a little bit of debris on the track. That's why it stopped there last time around. Thought I vacuumed everything up, but okay. So first impressions. You've seen what I've shown you, and my first impression is going to be a little bit reserved, a little bit not as impressed as I was going in. It's a beautiful train, and it ran smoothly going the one way on line 4, which is my run-in lane. It ran smoothly going that way. But going the other way, it did the first 2, maybe 3, and then all of a sudden it just kept derailing at the exact same spot. And I filmed it, I looked at it in slow motion, and I could clearly see what's going on. There is a dip in the track, maybe that's on me. But I've got all this other freight and passenger cars and trains, old, new, heavier, lighter, that go over that same bump and have never derailed. And this one derailed every time I ran it over there. I had to move it to a different track to run it in, to finish running it in. Now that said, I then tested it, and I had to put a lot of work into this video, because I'm set up for my live stream, which as I'm filming, this is Thursday night, about 9 o'clock, 9:30, and my live stream's tomorrow at 3. And so I've got all my trains out set up for the live stream, and I had to keep moving and shunting trains out of the way to test this on other lines to see if it was a true problem. And it really only occurred in the one direction on line 4. So yeah, you can say, well, it's just obviously a track problem. But going up the incline, great. You did see the one spot where it stopped. That's on me. Can't hold it guilty for that. I've been doing work over there. I tried to clean up the track, but apparently I didn't do a good enough job, and it caught some dirt, debris over there going up the incline. So this is long after running it in. And it stopped going into the Dumb and Horse station there, and started itself right back up. So whatever it did, just, you know, it'd be nice if maybe it had a what do you call it, a dead end switch or whatever, just in case it does that. But be that as it may, that I won't hold that one guilty, and it went up the incline just great, ran smoothly. So I'm just very hesitant over that. But also part of my negativity is I want to talk about this. I don't want to ever bash a company, but Modellbahn Union, in my opinion, it's only one, and maybe I'm just the unlucky guy. You need to do a better job in packing for shipping. You all saw the box that the model came in, the production box. Well, they put that inside another box, okay? And they protected it on all 4 sides, but they put nothing on top or bottom. You've got to protect all 6 sides, especially when you're shipping international, because it's going to take a lot more abuse in international shipping. And maybe something did get bumped or dislodged that is leading to the problem here. I don't know. But I was not happy. The box was not damaged in any way, shape, or form. But when you don't have that shock absorption on the bottom and the top, where basically if somebody slams another box on top of it, it's slamming the actual box the model is in. And you can't rely on the ice cube trays, because there really wasn't a lot of foam, very, very super thin foam between the 2 Steuerwagen and then the 2 passenger cars on the bottom. And then there's a, 1/16 of an inch, 32nd of an inch piece of foam inside the box, 3 pieces. And so coming out of the manufacturer, it doesn't have the best protection outside the block of ice. And there's no shock absorption for banging on the top or bottom of the box. There's plenty on the sides to keep it from banging around side to side. That's all well and good, but you defeat the purpose of that if you're not protecting it on top and bottom. You got to get some kind of foam in there, or go with a bigger box and get the wrapped paper or some sort of bubble wrap to protect it. You had to have something in there. It had none on top and bottom. So I'm going to criticize them for that. So anyhow, my first impressions are a little bit guarded. I think it's beautiful, and I just hope with time it runs in. I just know right now, don't run it on the one direction on lane 4. But other than that, it's a gorgeous model. The sound and light functions stand out. I would rate my Brava Velaro as probably having the best lighting system, top and bottom, and interiors, because they go with 3-4 color interiors. This one is 2-color interior and well sculpted inside. Very pleased with it. Like I said, it's a gorgeous model, and to think we actually rode on this is great. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. Is this a singularity in one spot based on a combination of things, or is this a precursor of things to come? Because in the end, as I always say, only time will determine whether it's a quality product or not. So that's why I call these first impressions. 6 months from now, I might be singing the praises and saying, hey, the Kinks got worked out, or I might be saying, wow, that was a piece of junk and I wasted my money. But that's why I like to do first impression videos. So things to work on. On that note, I'll leave you a few random running shots of it going through the paces on line 1. And this is probably the last video other than live streams for a little bit here. Don't forget to keep checking out our trip to Germany and Denmark videos on Joyce's channel. And on that note, I'm going to say, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and happy trains. Take care, everybody.